Prep Time is brought to you by Merchants Bank, the bank that's service built, and by Winona National Bank, personalized banking. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Prep Time. I'm Justin Barrientos, and today we begin our look at local high school football teams, and we'll start our season previews with the first team that you'll see on HBC TV 25 this season, the Wabasha Kellogg Falcons. They went 1-8 last year with the new coaching staff, but they look to turn around the program this year with a brand new offense.
Well, it was our first year as a staff. We did end up going 1-8, but we were proud of a lot of things we did, especially on defense, returning only one starter. We took 107 points off the board in conference games. That's an outstanding with having all those new bodies and new faces coming in. But very excited about how our season concluded, beating a team in St. Paul Como Park with 6 times our enrollment. And a few more games we're very close to throughout the year, whether it's Fillmore Central, 6-0, or Dover Iota halftime tie, and played competitively on offense against St. Charles. We're excited about what's coming up, and it was just basically a building year, a launching pad for year 2.
We didn't lose a lot of seniors, so everybody last year is coming back, being familiar with his offense. Everybody's improving, working hard in the off season. Everybody's just coming back with a big mindset to have a better season. We're really looking forward to this season coming up.
Our staff spent some time in Pennsylvania and Minnesota learning different schemes and researching and preparing. So we're excited for them to really take a step forward this direction, score more points, gain more yards, and just overall get better. The single wing is the staple of every offensive team in the country prior to World War II, and we use it for a significant advantage of unfamiliarity. Our opposing teams and coaches have never even heard of it, let alone see it. So in about a week's time, with 8 hours, half dedicated to defense, that's 4 hours to get your JVs to simulate something we do all the way down to 7th grade. We're difficult to prepare for. It's unfamiliarity is a distinct advantage, and that's something we really try to take advantage of here at Wabasha Kellogg.
I'm really excited about this offense. This offense is great. It's something a lot of teams aren't used to. They haven't seen it before. It's really hard to adjust. It's something we have to adjust each game because we never know what people are going to come in ready to play against. We never know how they're going to line up, and it's a lot of fun to run. It's a lot of fun to watch. I know a lot of people watching said it's always fun watching them try to figure out what's going on, where we're going.
It's fun to be a part of. There's only about 3 teams in our area that actually run it. It's fun to be different. We like to be different here at Wabasha Kellogg. It's a fun offense to run. It's all about timing, and we just gotta start executing, and I think we'll be fine.
There'll be about four backs that'll take snaps. It's a series of fakes, fake passes, fake fumbles, and we can feel we can distribute out our carries that way and limit our mileage on our backs and stay healthy, hopefully into a deep playoff run.
It's changed a lot. The mindset, even last year, coming into last year, the mindset was a lot better. A lot of people were a lot more positive, and this year it's even more so. We've got bigger senior class, a lot of starters returning. It's a nice atmosphere. Everyone's really excited for this season. What you've been hearing a lot in the locker room, a lot of people have been saying, why not us?
It's always there. We're always looking forward to making the difference, changing what's been in the past. That's a big motivation for us. We're always looking to change what has been the history of Wabasha Kellogg to what we can become of Wabasha Kellogg.
Wabasha Kellogg has been somewhat of a doormat for 30 years, but it's a new team. It's a new year. It's a clean slate. And we can't wait to get started.
I expect a lot from our defense. Our defense this year, I would say, is probably the strongest part of our team. We've got a strong secondary. We've got returning starters in almost every position. We've got a strong core of linebackers, and we're pretty heavy up front, too, on the line.
Pretty good group last year, like we said, took 107 points off the board. It's a multiple 4-man front that I think gives us the advantage to cater to a lot of different offensive schemes. Got a nice defensive line, nice linebackers. I think our strength will lie in our secondary as we return all 3, and we've got some depth there. And being a league that is 73-27 run to pass, that's where it's going to start and that's where it's going to stop. So we're going to roll our sleeves up and get to work on defense.
All of them are going to be competition. We're looking for everybody to be. There's going to be a few teams that are going to be harder than the other, but we're still got to go and study our film on everybody. Got to take one game at a time, and that whole week has got to be preparing for that team that we're playing.
There's certainly going to be games that are tougher than others, but every one of them in this conference is going to be a dogfight every night, every time. It's going to come down to who plays their best game, who's willing to work harder for it.
As you saw, the Falcons will open up the year August 23rd against Kingsland in a game that you can see live here on HBC TV 25. Now we'll go over to Highway 14 and preview a team that had one of the best seasons of any team in the local area, the Lewiston Altura Cardinals. They were 2 wins away from state last year in an unexpected season.
Well, last season was an exceptional year with the kids that we had. Everything kind of fell into place for us. The kids worked hard in the off season for what we got, and nothing really was handed to us. Nobody expected us to kind of, to be at the top of the conference like we were, and it was very enjoyable, not just for myself, but for the kids as well.
Last season was really exciting. I mean, going undefeated in the regular season was great, and it really kind of created an attitude for football in our team. Like, we had a pretty upbeat, positive attitude on the field and off it, so it was a lot of fun.
I think it was the leadership that was here from the previous year. We had a really good group of seniors last year, and they just always kept on track and very light energy in practice, and it made it fun. Everybody enjoyed it.
Lewiston, we've been a decent team most years since I've been here. We've been about that 500 level or better, and last year we challenged those seniors to take that next step and to begin, this tradition of Lewiston being one of the teams that people have to reckon with in the area. Chatfield was a very good program last year. They, they were a very solid team with size and speed, and they played a great game against us. And we played okay. We didn't play our best game against them, and we really wished we could have been able to advance and face a Caledonia in the section finals, but it didn't happen. And I think that made these kids coming back this year hungrier for that next step. We have to replace our entire backfield, and I believe we return 1 starter on the offensive line this year. But again, we had 3 kids that played at spots and started at different points last year for us for injuries. So we feel that we'll be strong up front, and that's really where the games are won or lost, is when you're in your offensive and defensive lines. We do have holes to fill, but we do feel that there are kids that'll be able to step up and take those positions.
I mean, obviously we have a whole new face to the team as far as kids coming back. We graduated a ton of seniors, but the similarity is the attitude that the team has. We bring back a lot of tough mentality and a lot of we're gonna, come out and punch in the mouth mentality.
I expect that up front we have the potential to dominate, and then we've been working a lot on the passing. That should come a long way as we go through the season.
I think we're going to move the ball up and down the field very well. I mean, we have a solid O-line and a lot of talent in our backs and our quarterback, so I think it's going to be a good year offensively for us.
Offensively, more of the same. What we do, we run the ball, multiple, running backs. We don't have one back that we say, here's the guy you have to stop and you can beat us. We usually distribute the carries pretty evenly between our fullback and our 2 halfbacks. We will be able to run the ball hopefully this year. Maybe not we don't have as much breakaway speed this year as we had last year, but our team speed is better this year. So we should be able to move the ball on the ground. And then passing wise, we don't throw a lot, but one thing I told our guys in the offseason, we have to throw it more often than we did last year. We just have to be better in that area of the game, because against Chatfield they were able to slow down our running game, and then we really struggled throwing the ball. So that's something that we talked about improving for this season. Defensively, we went to a 4-2 scheme last year. We've been a 4-4 for many years, and the 4-2 is not a lot different, but it allows us to defend these multiple formations that we see. You see a lot of spread and different formations like that our 4-4, we had to make adjustments each week, and that didn't really go over well with some of the kids. Kids would get confused. So we went to more of a 4-2 scheme last year, and that really allowed us to be more multiple in our defensive looks, and then the kids could play faster, and it really showed on the field.
Destruction. We just want to annihilate everybody out there. Have we're going to hit you harder than you're going to hit us mental attitude. Should be fun.
I think it's all about attitude on defense. It's going to be a hard-nosed mentality just like we had last year, and we're going to, we topped the conference in defense last year, and we expect to do that again with the new conference.
We'll see the Cardinals for their season opener on August 30th right here on HBC TV 25. We'll take a break here on Prep Time. More prep football previews coming up right after this.
Anybody can make your business a victim of fraud. In fact, if your business hasn't been affected by fraud yet, it's only a matter of time. Don't take that chance. Merchants Bank offers fraud detection and prevention solutions that can help protect your business accounts from check and electronic payment fraud. Don't wait until your luck runs out. Get help from Merchants Bank today.
Join me, Justin Barrientos, for Prep Time on HBC 25. We'll take a close look at area high school athletes, coaches, administrators, and even go back to explore past athletes and stories that built the history of your favorite prep teams. Stories you won't find anywhere else. You can catch Prep Time at the following times only on HBC 25.
My main concerns about banking online was I wasn't sure I had control over it like I did if I did banking actually in a bank. My kids told me that, you know, Mom, you can do this. It makes life a lot easier to be able to do it right at your home without having to even go to the bank. I can just do it wherever I am. I do not consider myself a techie person, but they make it very easy. I did not feel mobile banking was difficult to learn at all. Give it a try. You're going to like it.
We're a small town store. Everything relies on our internet, our pumps, our registers, everything. So we need somebody that is willing to go that extra mile for us. Jill is awesome. She is very personable. When we call them, they react to us as if we are top on their list. And to me, that is number one. I've had excellent service.
Call Jill and find out what excellent business service is like.
If you would like a DVD copy of Prep Time or any other production from HBC TV 25, you can give us a call at 474-5811 or email us preptime@hbci.com. And welcome back to Prep Time. Now we'll go up Highway 61 for another team that went 1-8 last season, the Red Wing Wingers. They're looking ahead to 2013 and hoping for a better season this year, especially one with fewer injuries than last season.
We had a really rough injury year last year. I'd say that was probably the worst injury year this is my 20th year of football. Last year was probably the worst one that we'd had.
Last year was a tough season for me because I ruptured my calf, so I wasn't allowed to play very many games. But when I played, I learned that it's really physical, so you got to be physical 100% of the time and work really hard no matter what. And it's the physical part, and you always got to finish what you start.
I got injured twice last year. One was the last game, and then I had a ankle sprain. So for me that was difficult because kind of hobbling around all year. So this year will definitely be an improvement, just being able to run around and like be a little bit faster, gain a step.
We started out okay, and we competed. We played week 8. We played Chanhassen, and it was a good game through halftime. We lost our starting quarterback right before the half. I think we competed pretty well in the second half. We competed with Chaska last year. We competed with teams. I competed with Northfield. We got blown out by Holy Angels, which kind of set the tone for our season. I think there was good things that happened last year, things that a lot of these guys that are returning learned from. Hoping that helps us going into this year.
We'll have a great wideout staff, and quarterbacks are going to be stacked this year. And just our linemen are fresh, so just helping them learn, which they'll be fine at. We have pretty experienced watching, because they got to watch the great linemen, so now they're going to be just experienced like Aaron Rodgers was when he watched Favre, similar to that.
We're going to go to the running game a little bit more. I think this year we're going to run a little bit of ace instead of more like trips and spread. So, and then Tyler, he's pretty good running back, so I think it's going to help that he's been playing for a while and he's really fast.
Everyone in defense is really young, so it's no matter what, it's going to be great. Our linebackers are going to be crazy, and it's just going to be really fun because you don't really know what to expect because they're so young, but yet you have high hopes and you know that we're going to do great things.
Keep it under 17 points, no scores opening drive. So the last one was win, so I have a lot of confidence in our defense, so I think we can go from there.
No one off the outside, not one person to get by, and hopefully a couple pick sixes, because they won't see me or my number 4, which is Tate Peterson. they won't see him coming either. Like last year, our first game, he got a pick 6.
Our big thing has always been first downs. That's our number one thing that we talk about, is trying to get first downs every time, keep our defense on the sideline as much as we can. We're real similar probably this year to what we have been years past. We throw the ball a little bit. We try to spread teams out. That hopefully opens up things in the middle for us to run the ball a little bit, but we've hopefully got a good running back that we'll be able to turn around and hand the ball off to this year, and maybe an offensive line that's going to be a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. Last year we had a senior group of guys on the offensive line, which is a whole another great thing. They knew what they were doing, and they were able to communicate, and they did a lot of things right last year. We just didn't necessarily have a speed guy to turn around and hand the ball off to last year in the backfield. Hopefully we've got that. Kids had a chance to get out on the varsity field and see what that feels like. Our conference is tough. We play teams that are 3 times our size most of the time. So putting younger, inexperienced guys out there a lot of times doesn't help them much. So we try to avoid that as much as we can. This year, I'm guessing that experience should help a little bit. They're all still back, so that's the key for us, really.
Red Wings starts the season on the road against Shakopee. We will see them here on TV 25 on October 4th in a game against Northfield. Next up, another team with some holes to fill. That's Winona Senior High. They were .500 last season, which was a 4-game improvement over the previous year.
Anytime you get a playoff win, I think it's a positive. There was a long stretch here that didn't happen. Now, if you look in the last 6 years, I think we've won a playoff game every year except for 2. So things are starting to look up, and sometimes you got to look at it and say the conference we play in is extremely tough, and the enrollment differential is huge. So sometimes you got to think about that when you lose to a tough Owatonna team. Obviously they're runner-up in the state. Lost to them twice. Well, can you take things out of that? And I think you can always find good things to take out of good losses.
I think our level of brothership type thing, we grew close as a team last year with the seniors that we had, and we've kept that. And then our will to work for it, we really worked hard as a team in the off season to better ourselves, and that came from last year.
I think our togetherness is just getting a lot better in itself as a team, and I think we started a new running game last year with the zone, and I think we're getting better at it every day. So I think that would be a big part of the game.
You take a peek at some of the guys that played on our offensive line were multiple year starters. You look at our defensive line, we actually replaced all 3 starters there, and at our linebackers, we actually graduated 5 guys that played a lot for us at that position. So, and we're going to lose a lot of guys that we have to replace defensively. Obviously, we need to replace offensively some of those offensive linemen. But you kind of look at it, and there's a little bit we need to replace everywhere. But I think defensively up front, the front 7, that's our major point, and obviously our running backs. The funnest part about this group is the seniors are good leaders. They're encouraging. The other day they pulled the freshmen aside and said, hey, we need you to encourage us, because some of those days we're dog tired just like you, and if you guys can bring some energy, that's going to push us to push you. And you don't see that every year. Sometimes the seniors are really worried more about themselves and the juniors and the guys that are necessarily going to be playing right alongside of them. Where this group of guys, I think they get it. They totally get that it's a 9 through 12 program, and that they need to push those freshmen to have the freshmen push them as well.
Usually the freshmen come in, they're kind of scared of, they're a lot smaller than us and everything. And I think it's cool to see them up with us.
That was big, because I remember coming in as a freshman, I was timid, coming in. You're the little guy in the crowd. So we told them they got to step up and cheer and do their part to help us out, because you never know if someone's going to get hurt. They might need to step up in JV or even varsity if something were to happen.
Offensively, I think you'll see a lot of the similarities. I think we should be able to throw the ball well. I think we've got some pretty good receivers that run great routes, and we got both of our quarterbacks coming back, so that helps there. But I still think we've got some running backs that are going to make people think, wow, those guys are pretty good too. Vinny Pham was our fullback, and he runs hard, and he'll continue to run hard. And we've got some guys that might not be as fast as Eric and Travion, but they're still pretty good.
I think we'll see a lot more passing this year. We got a lot of receivers coming back that can do big things. And we got quarterbacks that are just getting better every day.
Defensively, I think we'll be good. I think our stronger suit's passing coverage, because we lost a lot of the linebackers, but our defensive backs are more or less the same. But I think we'll be pretty good against whatever we see out there.
You'll see us use a lot of guys on that defensive line, and you're going to see us playing some juniors and some younger guys at those linebacker spots. There's a lot of battles going on right now between that 1s and 2s, and competition for playing time is great. There's not that disparity between our 1s and 2s like there might have been last year at a few of those positions. Some of those seniors were 3-year starters, so they were pretty good. So now there is a true competition at a lot of those spots.
My job is, we're a unit more than anything, like one person. We all got to do our jobs together. If only a couple of us do it, it's not going to work. So I got to get our whole offensive line to do everything they're supposed to every single play.
Our offensive line is working hard, and Caleb Schwanke's been great. Dylan Moger, our punter, is back, and he's the starting offensive lineman for us too. So it's not like it's a wholesale change at a lot of those positions. It's we've got a couple guys that graduated, and we need to fill in for those.
We've been waiting for this all summer. This is what we live for. We come out and we give our all. It's nice to get the pads out, get a little pop going, and have a good time.
HBC will be on hand August 29th for the Winhawk season opener against Rochester John Marshall. We'll take a break here on Prep Time. When we return, we'll preview the Cotter Ramblers season right after this.
My main concerns about banking online was I wasn't sure I had control over it like I did if I did banking actually in a bank. My kids told me that, Mom, you can do this. It makes life a lot easier to be able to do it right at your home without having to even go to the bank. I can just do it wherever I am. I do not consider myself a techie person, but they make it very easy. I did not feel mobile banking was difficult to learn at all. Give it a try. You're going to like it.
Be sure to check out US Golf TV, where you are going to see golf products that you have never seen before. You're also going to see golf tips from some of the leading instructors around the country that are truly changing the way people are teaching the game and challenging the status quo. Also, you're going to see fitness tips that are revolutionizing the way PGA Tour pros are training their body and swinging the golf club. If you want something different, if you're looking for some new information, US Golf TV has it. Be sure to check your local listings. US Golf TV, we've got you covered.
Anybody can make your business a victim of fraud. In fact, if your business hasn't been affected by fraud yet, it's only a matter of time. Don't take that chance. Merchants Bank offers fraud detection and prevention solutions that can help protect your business accounts from check and electronic payment fraud. Don't wait until your luck runs out. Get help from Merchants Bank today.
The HBC Wizards, located at 67 Main Street in Winona, are local, knowledgeable tech support that you can access for all your home or business technical needs. Conveniently located by our main office, HBC Wizards offer technical consultation, computer setup and repair, home entertainment solutions, virus and spyware removal. Put it this way, if it has something to do with your computer or TV, HBC Wizards can help. And you don't have to be an HBC customer to utilize the HBC Wizards. Walk-ins are welcome. HBC Wizards, technology demystified.
If you have a question or comment about this or any other Prep Time show, or you have a story idea that you think that we should cover, you can always email us at preptime@hbci.com. We'd love to hear your comments and your story ideas. Finally, today we will preview the Cotter Ramblers season. They were 1-5 early last year, but then won 3 straight games before falling to Lake City in the playoffs.
We need to improve on everything, but I do think in the last season and the year before we've definitely continued to get better, and we've peaked at the end both years. Finished very well last year to the point where when we played Lake City the second time, we kind of had them on the ropes for part of the game, and if you would have seen us play them in mid-season, you'd have thought there'd be no chance of that. So I think the kids are kind of buying into what we're preaching, and even a team that they played before and got beat pretty badly, they came out to play with a belief that they had a chance to win.
We started off with weaker than we liked to, but once the season got going, we ended with a nice, strong season ender with Stewartville and Lake City. Even though we did lose against them, I'm still proud about how we played there.
We didn't start out as strong, but we really finished strong. We beat Stewartville, and we're number 6 seed, they're number 3 seed. Nobody really expected that. We got all good praise from that, which was really nice to see. We know we had a full team of seniors last year, so maybe we didn't do as good as we hoped, but we did what we could, and I thought we finished really strong.
Energy has been really good. Knowledge, we're ahead, and we're trying to pick up where we left off instead of starting back at square one, and I think we're definitely ahead there. But a lot of things don't come out till you get pads on, so it's a big day for us.
I felt great starting off with the Oklahoma drill today. getting able to get those pads popping and everybody right away, good to go.
Oh, it felt great. I've been waiting since Monday for this. Like all summer, we talked about first day of camp having good intensity, and first day of camp we were in pads, so we couldn't have as good intensity, but today, started off Oklahoma, it was fun. It was me and George versus the other 2 best players. It was fun. We're just having a good time, and coach is all jacked up, which gets us jacked up, so I'm having a good time.
We graduated 15 seniors last year. Everybody that started on offense graduated. So that's a big replacement. We do have a handful of guys that played big roles defensively and as substitutes offensively back. So we definitely expect those guys to help carry us.
It's still the same thing as last year, even better. I still expect this team to get better regardless of how many seniors that we lose. Our offense, you know when you have a group of people that can get it done, and just our attitude and how we work is even stronger than last year, and I think our offense could be even better.
Our line, people don't think it's going to be as good, but I've seen them and I don't want to go against them, so I'm pretty sure we're going to be all right there.
Defensively, I think we're going to be good. We're really going to lean on those guys. There's a lot more experience there on defense, some very good players, and I think we're just going to be 1 year better as far as knowledge of what we're trying to accomplish.
We still have a lot of people who have gotten good varsity time on defense. So again, we just have people who can get it done on D. And last year we had a good defense. We were able to stop big competitors. It'll be much of the same, even better this year.
Defense, I think we're going to be good. We have good chemistry already in camp. You can already tell everyone's talking, everybody's running the ball, everyone's high-fiving each other, having a good time, which is really awesome. Coaches are connecting with us. Everything feels like it's really flowing right now, which I love it. We're all having a good time, which is really good. So, and we're balancing having fun and working serious, so that's really good for us.
I feel like the connection between the different grades is bigger. People like the freshmen or sophomores aren't as intimidated. They're willing to come up and talk or whatever, and everyone's more of a friend to each other, and they're willing to work hard for each other as opposed to messing around with each other.
We play who's on our schedule, so that's what we try to talk to the guys about. Whoever's listed, that's who we play. We got to prepare to play those guys, but especially for our fan base, I think it's really good to play all the schools on Highway 14 there that we've kind of been driving past for quite a while to get to our games. So it'll be great for our parents and our fans and people in the area to just jot out to Lewiston or St. Charles or Dover, as opposed to kind of driving past Rochester for games. So that'll be nice.
And that's all the prep time that we have for you today. I'm Justin Barrientos. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.